drives it into right center field, hit it Todd. This baby is way back. Out of here.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Humm Baby Baseball channel, and it's time to talk San Francisco Giants. And we got Travis from SF Bay Area Sports Talk back on the channel, and it's been a little while. How you been doing?
Oh man, dude, I'm so hyped. I'm so excited to be here, Eric. I've been great. Hope you've been doing well, and you know I'm so glad the off season is over and it's a new season of San Francisco Giants baseball. I'm so hyped. The journey to get back to Orange October. And it starts in spring training, and it starts with having the mindset and the work ethic, and we're ready, and I'm excited, and it's great to be back here on the Humm Baby Baseball channel and to be here with your audience. So I really appreciate the opportunity to come on here, and I'm excited to talk all things San Francisco Giants. So let's get into it. Let's go.
Yes, make sure everyone go check out SF Bay Area Sports Talk too. I'll put a link in the description and down in the comment section. Go subscribe today. On the road to 3,000 subscribers over there, and also does some 49ers talk and other sports as well besides baseball. So make sure go over there, subscribe. But today we're talking San Francisco Giants. We're going to get into the offseason, some of the moves that the Giants made, some of the signings, obviously, some disappointment. I got to get your thoughts on the, I don't know if, there was the Aaron Judge situation. People thought that he was coming to the Giants for like 5 minutes. Then the Carlos Correa saga, we pretty much had him. And then obviously the physical falls through on a 13-year deal. He ends up going back to the Twins. First, we thought he was going to the Mets. It was just crazy. But, I don't know what your thoughts were on that whole situation. So I just want to hear what you went through there during that time.
Oh man, dude, it was definitely one of the craziest off seasons that I think we probably have ever seen as San Francisco Giants fans. And I remember that feeling, thinking we had Aaron Judge for like 5 or 7 minutes.
Yeah.
John Heyman tweeted it out, and I seen it on my phone, and I was like, literally, I was just going crazy. Told my parents, and I was starting to get ready to film a video, and then before I even, like within 7 minutes, you find out Heyman, I think, sends out another tweet or something and saying that it's not confirmed or the deal's, and so it was crazy. But I think. I think at the end of it, things worked out for the better because, Aaron Judge is a completely franchise game changer, and it would have been great to see him come back home. But, not having to commit that type of money to Aaron Judge, now we still have that money. And since we didn't end up spending it because Correa, it's just crazy. That deal falls through, and then I think Dansby Swanson was still on the market when we had signed Correa. So, had we known the Correa deal was going to fall through, maybe we would have signed Swanson. At least something, to spend money because we had the money to spend. But now I think hopefully the best case is that we can spend that money on Shohei Ohtani, maybe next offseason. So, that is going to be the next dream that we'll be thinking about. But right now we're focused getting ready for this season. But it was just a crazy offseason. And again, I think, when you look at everything and the Correa deal, same thing. I feel that, I think the Giants made the right move. When they looked at his fibula, I think he had broken his right fibula when he was 19 years old in the minor leagues. And so you're wondering the structure of his leg. Will he be able to withstand playing shortstop all of those years? So I think that you don't want to commit, I think, $350 million it was to a guy that you don't even know maybe in 3-4 years if his leg is still going to be, able to hold up defensively. So I think Giants were very smart, and it's unfortunate that we don't end up getting, a big name like a Correa, but I think it worked out for the best. So it was crazy.
13 years is too risky anyway. I didn't even I didn't even like it. That the contract, like 13 years, man. So that's a huge risk. I was excited to see him. I was like, well, we got him. But I did think the contract was just too. I don't even like 10-year deals, much less 13. But the Giants still managed to do okay. I mean, we get Mitch Haniger, who hit like 39 home runs a couple years ago. Michael Conforto has got big power. So we took care of the outfield. As long as those guys stay healthy, we pick up Taylor Rogers. We got the Rogers twins now. Taylor Rogers is one of the better relief pitchers in the game, at least, at one time, not too long ago. So Ross Stripling, Sean Manaea to kind of fortify the rotation. Jock Peterson's back on the qualifying offer. Luke Jackson, who was dominant back in 2021 with the Braves, and then Roberto Perez. It looks like he's going to be making the team as a backup catcher here with the Giants. So, I mean, we did okay. That's just the free agents that we picked up. And so what are your thoughts here on some of the free agent signings? I think that, all things considered, that we missed out on those guys. I still think Giants did at least okay. I gave their offseason like a B or a B minus, but what do you think?
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I agree. I think, like you said, we missed out on those big guys, and so I feel the Giants did a pretty good job to upgrade this team, and they didn't have to spend that much money. I mean, you look at these deals, and whether it's 2-year deals, 3-year deals, and they're not spending a whole lot of money, and they're getting really quality players. Like Mitch Haniger, I think he was battling injuries last year, but 2021 he had a 100 RBI season, 39 home runs. So he's got the power, and then Michael Conforto, we've seen what he can do when he is healthy out there. I think he was coming off shoulder surgery. So I think, if he's healthy out there, it's going to be fun to see what he can do. And then you look at the starting rotation, Sean Manaea, his fastball velocity is up in spring training, which is great to see. He's looking very healthy. I think his fastball velocity up to 97 miles per hour. And I think last year he was in the 93 range. He's put, that's pretty good to be getting up there. And then you got Ross Stripling. I mean, that was a really solid signing from the Blue Jays. Jock Peterson coming back. I mean, he was great for us last year. Luke Jackson, that's another solid addition to the bullpen. And Taylor Rogers, I love it. The Rogers twins. The Giants, I mean, they had struggled, facing lefties last year. So I think this is a really nice upgrade in getting Taylor Rogers to help neutralize left-handed bats. So it's going to be, I really liked the moves the Giants made. And I think, you didn't get any of the big names on the market, but you improved this roster. And I think, you got a great mix of young talent. I think that this team can surprise a lot of people. When you think back to 2021, people were predicting us to lose 80, 90 games, and we went on to win a franchise record, 107 games. And, obviously that took a lot of guys having career years, and, a lot of the puzzle pieces all went together in the same season. But I feel like this Giants team can still be competitive and compete in maybe for a wild card spot. And, who knows, maybe compete and be competing in the division. But we'll see what happens,
And we also picked up, I know you've been watching spring training, Blake Sabol. That guy's been a beast.
Oh man, dude, that's been so exciting. And, to think that we got him as a Rule 5 pick, I mean, it's crazy because, the stakes are so high. He has to be put on the roster, the 40-man roster, or else he gets offered back to the Pirates. And I feel like if you're the Giants and what he's done, I think he's hit 349 and 43 at bats. He's hit 3 home runs, 10 RBIs. He's a great catcher.
Yeah, he's like the Cactus League MVP. He's been amazing.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, this dude it's unbelievable what he's doing. So I think he is definitely going to be on this team, and I'm just really excited. And he played in the outfield. So I think the Giants are looking to find multiple ways to get his bat in the lineup. So I think that's been, excuse me, one of the really exciting stories of spring training, seeing what Blake Sabol has done.
Yeah, really impressive, and I'm hoping that I mean, he doesn't even have to be that good, but I'm just hoping he's half of what he's been in spring training, and I'll be perfectly happy with that. As kind of a third catcher and an outfielder. And here, this sample lineup's got him in the lineup as a DH, so that's how good Blake Sable has been. That he's actually in this sample lineup here. This is on Fangraphs, but we got Lamont Wade. He's really going to have to kind of go back to his 2021 performance. Tyro Estrada, I'm a big fan of his. Like you said, Jock Peterson did great for us. He's going to be back. He's going to hit 25 to 30 home runs at least. Conforto needs to stay healthy. Crawford needs to stay healthy. We do have some other guys, prospects that we'll talk about later, who can come in if he can't stay healthy, or some of these guys don't. David VR right now is in the lineup at third. Obviously, we're going to see Wilmer Flores in there too. Yastrzemski, Bart, a huge question mark there. We need the good Joey Bart from the second half of last year, not from the first half. So there's some question marks with the offense. JD Davis, Bryce Johnson right now is looking like he's going to be on the team. So I don't know, man. This offense it's if everyone can stay healthy and play at their best, it's fine. But that's the only thing I'm worried about. But what do you think?
Yeah, I think this offense, I mean, when you're looking at it, I feel like if, they are healthy and playing very well, I mean, they can put together a pretty good lineup there. And I feel like that this team, I mean, yeah, you go down through it, Lamont Wade Jr., if he can be his 2021 form. I mean, Tyro Estrada, what an incredible season he had, hitting 260, 14 home runs, 62 RBIs. And for a young player like that, and a great defensive shortstop, and he can play second base. So we'll see him at second with Crawford at shortstop, and then Conforto. If he can be healthy coming off shoulder surgery, Jock Peterson, like you said, 25, 30 home runs. And I mean, the leader that he is and the quality at bats that he puts up there. David VR, he's been an exciting young player. Seeing his at bats, that's been fun to watch. And then Yaz, if we can get the Yaz from 2021 or 2020, I think it was, when he had his I mean, that's going to be something to watch closely, how Yaz does, because I know last year didn't have quite a good season. And then Joey Bart, like you said, we want to see the second half. Joey Bart, and that's going to be a pretty big season for Joey Bart, because he's at that point in his career where you really want to see him take that big next step, and he's at that point now where if he doesn't start playing well, it's going to be tough, because it's obviously coming in after Buster Posey. I don't think he's putting too much pressure on himself, but maybe when he first came up, he did a little bit. But hopefully, this year he can come in, be relaxed, be himself, and just like he was in the second half of last year. So I think when you look at this lineup, and then you got Wilmer Flores, so you got some really good players off the bench. Austin Slater, what he can do in the outfield. Bryce Johnson, I mean, he's been fun to see what he can do. JD Davis, the at bats that we saw him have last year. And I mean, that was such a great trade with Darren Ruff. He was a great Giant and one of my favorites. But I mean, I think we got 4 players back in that deal. And I mean, I thought we did a great job with that trade to get JD Davis. So yeah, I'm excited. And then you got Mitch Haniger in the outfield.
Right.
Yeah. But like you said, you definitely are a bit, you are concerned about how this offense will perform, and if they can stay healthy, I think they can be pretty good out there. We'll see.
Yeah, Mitch Haniger's is hurt right now, but he'll be back, so that's going to help. But that's a concern, right? That's the biggest concern for guys like Haniger and some of these other guys that we picked up. Like, they got to stay healthy. Conforto, Crawford has got to stay healthy. And then the guys who do stay healthy need to revert back to 2021 or something, like Yastrzemski and Wade. And so, yeah, it's concerning to me. And then we have our rotation. Obviously, dude, Logan Webb is the man. Alex Cobb, I'm really liking what I've seen from Alex Cobb. I don't know how his overall stats look like this spring, but when I watched him, he looked really good. Sean Manaea and Ross Stripling are the newcomers. and then Alex Wood, and he's been obviously solid with us so far. So, I don't know. What do you think? I mean, obviously Logan Webb's going to have to come and freaking be awesome. He's going to have to be the ace here of the staff. And Manaea and Stripling going to have to carry their weight here to really make this work, because there's not a lot of room for error in this rotation. Hey, these are good names, but they all got to show up.
Yeah, absolutely. You're right. This rotation, it can be very good. But Logan Webb is really the one main guy that you can pencil in, and that you're going to get quality starts, and he's going to be anchoring the rotation. But then when you go down, each guy, I mean, Alex Cobb, we've seen when he's on top of his game, he can be really good. But when he's off, he'll give up 4 or 5 runs in 4 or 5 innings. So I think he pitched much better in the second half. So, I agree that I am liking what we're seeing from Alex Cobb. And then, like you said, Sean Manaea, Ross Stripling, I mean, they have got to show up, because those two guys, if they don't show up, and then Alex Wood, he's been solid, and so I like what he's done. But yeah, this rotation, like you said, there's not a lot of room for error, and it would be nice if we had maybe some young starters that were coming in there, like how Logan Webb came in,
yes,
and to see what he's been able to do. And so I know we have a young Kyle Harrison, the
obviously,
left-handed
yeah,
pitcher.
We'll get to the prospects. This guy, he's an absolute beast. But so we do have guys like Kyle Harrison, some other guys that,
and then Sean Jelly,
yeah. Right now, Sean Jelly actually is in the bullpen right now, but he can step in as a starter if we need him. So we do have some depth. I just say we don't have a ton, but we do have some depth as the starter. But the bullpen might be, I don't know, it might be one of our strongest parts of the roster, with Camilo Doval. He's looked amazing in the Baseball Classic. We got Taylor Rogers, as mentioned. Still got Tyler. John Brebbia, he had some really nice appearances last year. Scott Alexander looked awesome. Jacob Junis can also start if we need. So, and then, of course, DeSclafani can start too. I'm not sure his health status, but the bullpen might be one of my favorite aspects of this team. What do you think?
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, when we're looking at this bullpen, it's even better than last year. And look at how Camilo Doval, I mean, it was just amazing what he did, and for him being a young player and seeing the confidence from him, and for him to step up. I think he had, I want to say, like 25 or 30 saves or something like that. It was awesome to see. And then we get Taylor Rogers from the left side, and we have Tyler Rogers, and then John Brebbia, Scott Alexander, Jacob Junis. He was good. He can start out of the rotation, out of the bullpen. And then you got Sean Jelly. So yeah, this bullpen is really good. And, that's something you really like to see from this Giants bullpen. Because as we know, the years that they were winning World Series, when they had the core 4 in the bullpen, Sergio Romo, Javier Lopez, when they had those guys coming out of the bullpen, you knew that if you had a lead in a game and it got to the 7th or 8th inning, that you felt good. And, then Brian Wilson coming in the 9th. So yeah, I'm liking what this bullpen, the way it's looking. And, I think that, it'll be fun to see what they can do this year.
Yeah. And you heard about Sergio Romo? He's gonna retire. He's back. He's not going to be on the team for the season, but he's back for spring training, dude. That's awesome.
Oh man, it's so warm, welcoming. I mean, to see him back and for him to have this opportunity. I mean, it's just gonna be amazing. And the game is tomorrow night, so I mean, that's gonna be one that I'm gonna record, and will probably be a game that I'll watch over many times, because the last time that we'll see a member from the 2010 World Series championship Giants team on the field, it's crazy to think, that it's been now almost 13 years. I mean, I just can't believe that time flew by that fast, and it's been almost a decade now since we've won a World Series. So now we're in a bit of a drought. We gotta win one soon. So I'm feeling.
Yeah, I can't wait. So I hope he pitches well tomorrow. That's the only thing.
Yeah, you're right. That's
hope he don't give up like three bombs.
I think he was saying he was saying that the reason, or he hasn't like been, picking up a baseball in the off season. So, he hasn't really been like getting ready for the season. So I think that's why, essentially. But yeah, it would have been awesome if because he pitched last September. So it's like he hasn't been retired that long. But
yeah, he'll be fine I think he's a competitor. He'll get out there and he'll get a couple out. He'll get some guys out, I think. So we'll see.
Yeah, he can throw that slider. He can roll out of bed and throw that slider.
Exactly.
Slider, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's just so nasty. I forget. It doesn't like, if I'm not mistaken, his slider doesn't really break that much, right? Or it's like, I don't know. It has some kind of deceptiveness to it.
Yeah,
where
it's definitely
it's really hard to see it, and it just like bottoms out on you. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. And always remember him for that not for the slider, but for that fastball to end the 2012 World Series, right, against Miguel Correa. So, and where we thought he was going to throw a slider, everyone thought it was going to be something like that. And then he throws that fastball and that's game over. So great moment there.
Yeah, that was awesome.
100%. And then obviously, I mean, the Giants roster, it's, to me, we're going to need help. I think we're going to have some injury issues, and I don't think it's going to be enough. But we have extra help. And you mentioned Kyle Harrison. He's going to make his big league debut this year. Marco Luciano will probably make his big league debut this year. Casey Schmidt tore it up, and he's who I was talking about earlier when I said, because he's worked at, he could play third, he could play short. So if Brandon Crawford has injury issues or is not hitting at all, Casey Schmidt can step up. Vaughn Brown, I don't know if he'll be ready this year, but he's showing some extreme power in the minor leagues. So we got some options, and there's other names on here as well. But obviously, we got guys like Patrick Bailey, who's moving up through the minor leagues. Jairo Pomares is a really good hitter. Will Bednar. But what are your thoughts on some of these minor leaguers who could help out this year?
Yeah, I'm really liking the prospects, and it would be awesome. I mean, if Kyle Harrison could make his debut this year, it would be incredible, because he's been just tearing up the minor leagues, and I think he's at AA right now, so I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, because if he goes out there and he's really dealing in AA, he can jump to AAA, and you could see him debut. And then you got that's great to see Patrick Bailey, the catcher. I mean, when we got him, when we drafted him, he was really good hitting catcher. So we'll see, as he continues to develop, that'll be fun to watch. And then Helio Ramos, we got to see him last year. So I think, Helio Ramos, it'll be fun to see what he can do, coming off the experience that he got last year. And then you got, Sean Jelly. We got to see him. Actually, the only game that I got to go to last season was Sean Jelly pitched one of the last games against the Rockies at the end of the year. Yeah, so it was a fun game. Giants won, so I'm glad that the one game because they didn't win a game. I went to 3 games in 2021, and they lost all 3 of them. So
oh my gosh,
I was like, thank goodness they got a win last year when I went.
For sure.
And so this farm system is, it's certainly improved, since Farhan Zaidi and GM Scott Harris, and the last few since 2019, we've really kind of retooled this farm system, and now it's going to be exciting to see these guys come up. Casey Schmidt, he's been awesome. I think we drafted him in 2020. If I'm not mistaken.
2020 second round. Yep.
So that's just awesome, and that you make a good point about Crawford is he's getting at that point now in his career where he's older now, so to expect him to still be hitting, it would be great to see, but we'll see how he does. Obviously, his defense, I feel like it'll always be the best in the game at shortstop, but if Crawford's not hitting, Schmidt can step in. Then it was great. We brought back Wilmer Flores, so Flores can start. But these prospects, there's a lot of names there. Some names I haven't seen, so to see some of these guys, I'm excited to kind of learn more about them.
Grant McCrae's been tearing it up. I know it's spring training. I saw from him with San Jose Giants last couple of years. RJ Dabovich is a really good looking arm, and with AAA last year could come in out and help in the bullpen. So yeah, we got some really good looking players. Elliot Ramos, you talked about. I mean, he's been a little disappointing, but he's got the potential. I mean, the guy can just smash the ball. So if he could figure something out, it'd be cool if he works out. I mean, he's been one of our top prospects for a long time. So
I think he was striking out a lot, wasn't he, last year? Or if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he just wasn't. It just hasn't really. He didn't hit well that great in AAA or the big league, so he's just a little concerning. But yeah, he may not work out. But we got other guys too, and we're still waiting to see Marco Luciano at the big league level. I can't wait. So we're going to be seeing a lot of these guys that make their debuts, and of course, some of the younger guys we won't see them this year, but we will see them in the minor leagues and see like Reggie Crawford, some of these newer draft picks, see what they can do. So it's going to be a lot of fun this year.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited, and there's nothing like having homegrown players coming up. When you think back to 2010, when we had Tim Lincecum, Matt Cain, Jonathan Sanchez, and I mean Brian Wilson. Like a lot of our core players were homegrown, and Buster Posey, and so if we get back to developing great homegrown talent, that's how we're gonna really get back to being really great again. So I'm excited that I think that our farm system has been getting better here, and I still think that we could be getting better. I mean, I don't know how the Dodgers, it just always seems like their farm system, like I think they have one of the best farm systems, and I think Andrew Freeman, he used to be with the Tampa Bay Rays, did a great job there, and since he's been with the Dodgers, I mean, he's helped them a lot. But yeah, you want to see, because I know for a while, like we haven't had any homegrown outfielders, that we've developed. So that's something where and the ones that we did, it's like we traded them away, like Brian Reynolds or Adam Duvall when we had him. And so we'll see.
That sucks. That sucks. Well, we did do that. Yeah, Adam Duvall, man, he got traded away, and then he ends up in the home run derby and it's hitting all these bombs for other teams like the Braves and stuff. So yeah, that's.
And then Brian Reynolds went on to be an all-star.
Yeah, to the Pirates. He's being an all-star over there. What are we doing, man? But that's all right.
But then you got, there's some deals like the Tyro Estrada deal, where we get a game changer like that. And at the time, it seemed like a under the radar kind of move, and now seeing what he's turned into, I mean, it's awesome. So yeah,
and like you said earlier, we talked about the division. I mean, I just did my predictions. I got the Giants very close. I think they're a fringe playoff team, but you never know. It could be a 2021 season, and magic can happen at any given time. Everyone stays healthy. Everyone overperforms or at least performs to their capability. Anything can happen. But obviously the Dodgers are still really good, but I think that they're not as good. I think they're having some injury problems. I think their lineup's not quite as crazy as it usually is. The Padres made huge improvements, obviously. So the Padres are going to be really good this year too, but it's going to be crazy. I mean, I don't know if you have any thoughts on the division, and if you think, the Diamondbacks got better too. Got to look out for them, and the Rockies. And I don't know. What do you think about the division this year? If the Giants have a chance to finish in third or maybe second, slip into a wild card, or have another 2021 year?
Yeah, I'm thinking right now. I feel the Giants. I think that they can be a second place team and be a wild card team and get to say, I think 92, 93 or 90 wins in there and be a wild card. Now, the division, when you look at the Dodgers, I agree with you how, their lineup is not as stacked. Thinking about the guys they lost, Justin Turner, he leaves and
they got some injuries. Gavin Lux is hurt. So,
they've had that happen. And then, I think also they lost some guys, if I'm not mistaken, in the starting rotation. But when you look at, they lost a lot of key names that in free agency.
Who they lose? Tyler Anderson, right? Tyler Anderson used to be with us, and he was good with the Dodgers, and now he's moved on to I forgot what Angels. I forgot. I think it was
I think it's the Angels.
So
and I'm trying to think. I'm kind of forgetting the names off the top of my head. But I think the Dodgers are not as good, but they are still very good. So I still think that, they probably will be likely to be competing, very close with the Padres for the division. But yeah, I think, like you said, 2021, I mean, magic can happen, and this Giants team can surprise a lot of people this year. If we can stay healthy and some of the young guys can really step up. And so I think this Giants team, they can get to that point where they're competing as a wild card and maybe even get close to, be second place. It's going to be interesting this year. We got the new schedule, which I'm really excited about. That they made that change where now everyone will get to play everyone, and instead of playing your division, I think 19 times, you'll play them 13 times. So you'll have 6 less division games against each of your division opponents, which I think that it's exciting when you get to see other teams. And especially
I like it. Yeah. I want to see every team every year. That's cool. And it makes the Dodgers Giants matchups a little bit more special because they're a little bit less frequent, I guess. So.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah.
So that does make it, I think, really cool. And so
plus, I don't want to. I don't want to play. I want to play the Dodgers and Padres all the time. So.
Yeah, certainly not. Yeah, it definitely prepares you for the playoffs. But yeah, I mean, if you're trying to get yourself in good position, that's.
I mean, the Padres lineup. I don't know. I mean, freaking, it's looking like you got like 4 or 5 superstars in that lineup. So. Obviously, and now they got Soto. They picked up Xander Bogaerts. They still got just a ton of Machado. Yeah, Machado. I can't.
Fernando Tatis,
Cronenworth, Nelson Cruz. It's like, what is this? Freaking. I always say the Dodgers have an all-star lineup. I think it's the Padres with the all-star lineup this year. So. It's a stacked lineup. So that's why I just had to be honest. Like I was like, I'm going to root for the Giants, and I believe in the Giants, and I'm all in for, let's do it. But when I'm doing predictions, I got to be honest. It's just like, the Padres look crazy. Our roster doesn't look as strong, but the game is played on the field, right? Not on the paper. So let's make it happen.
Yeah, let's make it happen. It's going to be tough. I mean, when you saw what the Padres did, I mean, last year to take out the Dodgers, I mean, nobody thought that anyone was going to do that. And, it was surprising, I guess, in a sense that, they ended up losing to the Phillies. I mean, Phillies are a good team, but I guess I felt like with the Padres that, you had all that momentum from shocking the world, and maybe that affected them a bit going into that Phillies series. But yeah, they're certainly, I'm sure, hungry to build off that success that they had, and the fact that they went and improved their roster even more this offseason that's what's scary about the Padres. And so now, you're in that situation where on paper Padres are looking to be the favorites in the division, and so you got the Padres, Dodgers there, and so it's going to be tough. But I'm with you. The Giants, I got faith in this team, and this Giants team. I mean, they never say die. They're going to go out there, compete, and give it everything they got. And the game's played on the field, and we'll go out there, and whenever everyone counts us out, that's usually when we play to our best. And so I wouldn't have it any other way. So. When you're the underdog, you got a little chip on your shoulder, and sometimes that, pushes you to get to that next level.
Yeah, because Giants were underdogs. Remember 2020, 2010, 2012, 2014, always underdogs, and they make it happen. So I'm just hoping things come together. Just to be honest, I kind of think like 2024 when Kyle Harrison is totally big league ready. All these prospects are big league ready, and hopefully we have a big off season going into 2024. I can see 2024 being a big year for us, but anything can happen. So let's go Giants 2020. Right, it ain't 20. It's 2023. So let's do it. And I'm hoping that let's make it happen. So hopefully you can join us for some post game shows. I'll also jump on your channel, and we'll make it happen this year. So
absolutely,
yeah. So I'm trying to hit some games this year. I didn't go to any games last year, but I'm going to be trying to hit some this year. So hopefully maybe we can do something here at Oracle Park. And
dude, absolutely, yeah, we got to do a Giants game vlog. We got to make it happen. Yeah,
we do the post game right from the ballpark. So,
yeah, you're right. Yeah, I've done those. I've tried it where like a little post game when I'm walking out of the stadium, and that was something new for me because part of me was kind of thinking, oh, I'm sure like people are probably looking at me, and it's like I tried to kind of when I'm doing that, I thought that too think about it. Yeah, so it's like I just be in the moment and enjoy it, and when I'm done, then it's awesome. So
I just think it's another crazy person. It's not, we just I was like, you know what? Yeah, this day and age, that's the least of anyone's worries, man. There's some crazy people out there. So I went in and did it, and nobody cared. Everyone's excited too. I did the same thing after the Giants clinched for the playoffs, I think in 2021. So but it's all good, and we got it. Yeah, this is going to be a worst case scenario. We're gonna learn what we got. We're gonna see some of the prospects. We're gonna watch Giants baseball. Baseball's even bad baseball. I'll take it over no baseball. So, but hopefully,
yeah, you're right. Because at least even if seeing the young players, those are some of the learning curves for them, and just like in I think it was 2007. I remember. When Bruce Bochy first got here, his first year, we had a really bad year and we lost over 90 games. And we had a lot of veterans on that team. And, but we did have some young guys, like Tim Lincecum and Matt Cain.
I remember that team. Dave Roberts, Randy Wynn. I remember that team.
that was like my first full year watching the Giants. So for me, like that year really kind of sticks in my memory because I was 12 that year.
Pedro Feliz. I'm trying to Benji Molina.
Oh man, yeah.
I can remember the whole roster at that time. Isn't that the Tim Lincecum debut season?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
May 6th against the Phillies.
I was at that. I went to that game and
gave
up a home run right away. He gave up a home run. I don't know if it's Chase Utley. I don't remember who hit it, but it was a home run right away. And I think Ryan Howard might have hit a home run too, but it was still cool. It was like, dude, Tim Lincecum was the man at that time. So,
it's just a shame that his delivery put so much wear and tear on his hips. And, we didn't know that it was doing that. And it's like, he was only really able to be at his best for like 3 or 4 years or something like that, or 5 years. And then he was never the same.
Yeah, no, man, that sucks. That was a great bit. When he was at his best in 08, 09, unhittable. He was incredible.
Oh man, yeah. That was so exciting. And to see him win back-to-back Cy Young awards, that was just incredible.
Yeah. I remember that 2017. That was the start of putting together the team that eventually won the World Series. That's when we started to get the Matt Cains and everything, and that was the start. So
let's hope this year. Yeah, so if we can, start building up our, the young prospects, and they're just continuing to develop. And like you said, I think these guys, they get some more seasoning in them this year, and you see where they're going to be at by the end of this year and to go into next year. So it's going to be fun to see what we can do this season and to see the growth of the young players and to compete out there. It'll be a fun year, and so I can't wait for it. It just feels so great that baseball's back, and that Thursday is going to be opening day. Unfortunately, I have school, so I won't even be able to watch opening day. And I'm just
my gosh.
Yeah, so it's like I'm going to be recording the game, but it's not going to, I'm going to be looking on my phone, and then, I'll hopefully be looking forward to a win to watch on the recording when I get home.
We got it. Got it. Yeah. It's going to be fun. Yeah. So everyone make sure to go subscribe to Data SF Bay Area Sports Talk. That's going to do it for today's, for this year's San Francisco Giants preview. I will have some more Giants videos coming up, and we're still going to be talking about this team up to opening day and throughout the season. So please appreciate everyone's support. Make sure to hit that subscribe button here as well. Subscribe to both channels, and we really would appreciate it. So thank you guys so much. Let's go Giants.
Thank you so much.
No problem. I appreciate it. And we'll talk to y'all next time.
Thank you so much, Eric. Appreciate it. Let's go Giants.
All right, let's
Take care,
do it.
everyone.